So the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown. Now, before I talk about the next match, which was a SmackDown Women's Championship title match, we gotta talk about a segment that happened. Well, it was like something that happened the other day with Rey Mysterio, and he was with the NXT Tag Team Champions, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, The New Day, and then they was doing this NASCAR event, which Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor and Damian Priest, the Judgment Day, interrupted him, and then Dominic wanted to race Rey. Both of them raced. Rey beat Dominic. Dominic was upset, and yeah, they was about to throw down up until they got separated. So yeah, that's what happened there. So then, after that, we get to the next match. It was the SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair versus Sonya Deville, one-on-one for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And it was a pretty good match. It was going back and forth and everything. During this match, we seen Charlotte hit the flipping clothesline onto Sonya, pins her 1, 2, Sonya barely kicking out at 2, and then Charlotte drags her to the corner, climbs up the top turnbuckle, jumps off with the moonsault. Sonya puts her feet up, hitting her in the face. Sonya Deville rolls her up for the pin, putting her feet onto the second rope, trying to get leverage, pinning her 1, 2, Charlotte barely kicking out at 2. Sonya then kicks her in the stomach, jumps over her with the sunset flip, but Charlotte Flair rolls back through, and then grabs her leg, locking on the figure 8 onto her, making her tap out. So yeah, Charlotte Flair defeated Sonya Deville tonight in the match, and she has retained the SmackDown Women's Championship. That's what happened. It was a pretty good match between those two. I give that match 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. Really good match between Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville. I don't really got an issue with it. It was going pretty good. So yeah, that's what happened. And then after that, they showed a video package of Cody Rhodes making his return, winning the Royal Rumble, and saying what he said on Raw and stuff. Just showed a whole video package, which was really nice. And then after that, we see the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns sitting backstage with Paul Heyman, one half of the tag team champions, Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa, the Bloodline. Roman Reigns asks Jimmy, has he heard from Jay? He says no, and then he says, don't you think that it's one thing to walk out, but don't you think it matters to give you respect to hear from your own brother? He goes like, yeah, and then he goes like, well, I'm going to ask you one more time, have you heard from him? And Jimmy says, I'm going to tell you one more time, I haven't. And then Roman was like, well, Solo, have you? And Solo just stares off and stuff, and Jimmy was like, look, he's going to be there, trust me, he will, he ain't going to, walk away from his brother and all that stuff. He just needs to sit back and cool down. And Roman was like, well, here's what I'm going to tell you. You're going to go find your brother now. And Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa walks out to go find Jey Uso. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff. Later on tonight, Roman Reigns will be addressing the state of the Bloodline later on tonight on SmackDown. But next, we're going to be seeing Butch and Ridge Holland, the Brawling Brutes, in action up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown. See you guys later until then.